Couple of years down the road, things are a little bit different for you than they are right now.
What do you mean by that? Hmm.
You spend half the year living in Mexico City, in
What?
Mexico.
Why?
So you've joined a telenovela.
Oh shit. What do you mean?
So
I don't speak Spanish.
so with the care, so basically, this is a few years down the road, and you have started to work on your acting. You're still doing stand up, you're still writing, but you've just like been bitten by the acting bug.
All right.
You actually like you were laying in bed and like a bug, like something like bit you in the
Are you
leg,
fucking Pat?
and you were like, "What the
It's not a
hell?" And
real
like,
bug.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't an actual acting bug, but after you were bit by it, like you thought to yourself, "Huh, maybe that was the acting bug," and then you went, "Say." So you've uh started to work on your acting. You sent your out your reel to people. You know and somehow it got in the hands of this um, producer who lives in Mexico City. Uh, his name is Juan Malo, and he works for the telenovela, um, subsection of the Lanalax Corporation. That's part of what they do. So the production company is called No Nombre Production. And so they put together, a bunch of different telenovelas. And they saw, your acting reel and they thought it was really funny. And so they decided to write you into the telenovela that they're doing. It's called El Lágrimas de la Tortuga.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't
So
know what
you
that
play
means. I can't.
you play a character who just moved to Mexico. You're from America. You don't speak Spanish like at all, basically. And it's a show about it's a telenovela. This is like like a subplot of the show.
Sure.
There's like several different plots going on, and the common theme is that there's one character whose nickname is Tortuga, and so that was like the nickname that you got when your character moves to Mexico, and so it's
So my
about
character's nickname is Tortuga.
yeah. There's like I said, there's like several interweaving plots, and the common thing is the nickname Tortuga. And so you play a guy who you move to Mexico with your wife because she takes a job, down there. And so it's about your plot in the show is about learning about the culture and stuff like that as a guy who just doesn't speak Spanish like at all. And so things are going pretty good for you. I got to be honest with you. You know,
So 6 months a year, I'm in Mexico City working on a telenovela.
yeah. The thing with telenovelas is that they film like a lot of episodes. Like every
Yeah.
season has like I don't know, like 100 episodes or something. So you're down there, and you're in about a third of the scenes. So significant
It's a
amount.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you just like you film a lot, so you end up just like living down there for like 6 months out of the year.
And my wife has a job there. Oh, my
No, the
in the show.
character. Yeah,
Okay.
the character, yeah. But
Gotcha.
you sometimes like you get so into acting that sometimes like the two kind of blur together. So like there's some mornings you wake up and you're like, "Where's my wife?" Then you're like, "Oh, right, it's
Oh
the
yeah.
show."
I'm painfully alone. Yeah, in
Yeah.
a foreign land.
And then like the room gets like just a little bit darker.
Great.
So the one thing about, and you, to be honest, you love like living there, you know? You never like you don't necessarily like fully acclimate, you know what I mean?
Sure,
A lot of it is you working a lot, but you grow to really enjoy the people who live there. Mexico City is like one of the biggest, you know, cities in on the planet, and so there's a lot to explore. Your castmates and stuff, they like you, you know, they bust your balls about not knowing Spanish and stuff, you know what I mean? But whatever.
sure.
Um, they call you they call you Double G, aka
Why?
aka Gordo Guapo.
Are you fucking kidding me, Pat?
So you are the
I'm a
kid.
fat person who took Spanish in junior high. You think nobody called me Gordo before?
Yeah. So your character, the Tortuga, the thing about it is the only thing that you don't like about the show is that your character has a rat tail, like the haircut.
Oh man, I dislike that.
Um, well, I mean, I don't know. Would you, do you think, if you had to grow out a rat tail for like a for a role on a telenovela?
I mean, I don't think I would grow it. I think I'd have them like a fix one as like a hairpiece. I'm not gonna grow out a fucking rat tail myself.
So the only thing is that normally they'd be able to do that, but the wig department is on strike. They're trying to get like better benefits and stuff. So
Well, good for
they're
them.
like, yeah. So you just have to grow it out yourself.
I'm not gonna
But
grow out a rat tail. I'm not gonna grow out and maintain a rat tail for the rest of the fucking year. I'm not my cousin Josh in 1995. Okay, I'm not doing that.
so when you're back home, when you're not living in Mexico, like yeah, like you cut it out. Cut it off. That's what you say every time that you do, like you make like a big thing of it. And you go, it's time
I'm
to
not growing a
cut
fucking
it
rat
out.
tail.
We have to. It's for the
I'm not
role,
doing it.
dude. And
Well,
you
I can.
decided, because Aaron, you decided a long time ago that you were gonna do what you had to do to reach the emotional truth of your character.
You know
You
how
know,
long it's gonna
you
fucking take for me to grow a rat tail? It's gonna take like a fucking year.
so they give you that there's they have a lot of Mexico City and has like one of the best hair doctors on the planet living there. They call him the hair doctor.
Great.
And
Good name.
they pay for you to go there, and he does a, you know, a consultation, and he's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do uh to take care of this, you know. And so he's able to comb your hair in a certain way, and he gives you like pills and stuff to take, and you're able to grow a rat tail very quickly.
I'm taking Mexican hair pills now.
Well, you, again, you are like, look, you grew up watching wrestling, you know, and you thought it was 100% real.
Yeah.
And the reason that you thought it was 100% real is that those guys went the extra mile in for the sake of their character, for the sake of the people watching, so they could, you know, better understand what's going on. You know, they went to extremes. You think about you're like you think about like you're watching this Tom Cruise movie where he was walking and he sees this like kid, and for some reason they both like take off running and do like cartwheels and shit, you know what I mean? Like in perfectly in sync.
Firm.
Yeah. It turns out that
God
Tom
damn it.
Cruise like did that in real life. He learned how to like do that. And you were like, you know
I
what? If
tumble
it's
for you.
you're like if it's good enough for for Tommy C, it's good enough for me. That's how you look at a lot of stuff with the entertainment industry.
What would Tom Cruise do?
Essentially, yeah.
That
And you think you
sucks.
and you're like, what would Tom Cruise do in this situation? You're like, he would grow out that fucking rat tail and be proud. So
I don't think Tom Cruise is going to be taking fucking Mexican hair pills. I don't think he's going to be doing that. Tom Cruise is going to consult with a doctor and they're fine tune his diet and they're going to give him supplements, but he's not going to be taking fucking back alley Mexican hair pills to
so
grow a rat tail quickly.
you grow like a and even considering you're taking these pills, like a monument, like a very impressive rat tail.
Is it just a rat tail or does it like does like the rest of my hair grow quickly and I have to,
No,
like have it?
it's just the rat tail. It's like
Well, that's
a thing.
alarming. It's just the fucking rat tail.
Yeah. The rest of your hair, like I told you, he's very good. He's known as the hair doctor. This guy knows what he's doing.
This sucks. I don't want to wear a fucking rat tail.
He's got a PhD in hairology, and he is ready to use it, brother. So you guys have like a month long break in episodes. And so you decide to head back to the US. You're gonna like chill there, you know, do some shows, visit some friends, just have yourself an Aaron Brooks summer.
A fucking rat tail summer. I got this goddamn rat tail.
So you
Do I have to keep the rat tail over the break?
yeah,
This
you
fucking sucks.
it's kind of hard to find a place to stay for only like a 2 month period, you know? You didn't end up keeping, an apartment in Los Angeles, because you're down in this is like your first, time back. You spending most of your time down in Mexico City. And so, however, you were able to find a place to stay for the break, the production break. It's an apartment in this place called Monster Island.
I don't
Monster
want to live in
Island.
this fucking place.
uh,
Monster Island.
yeah, Monster Island is excuse me,
Great.
is a an island that only like they claim that they've been there for like the whole time, but they only like came people in like the mainland of California only noticed this island in like the 70s. And so and people they're like,
Ridiculous.
where did you guys come from? And they're like, what are you talking about? And so there's like like a long rickety bridge that leads out to it. And so however, Monster Island, even though it kind of has a somewhat dubious reputation, it's not literally called Monster Island. That's just a thing that people call it. It's actually called Duberstein's Hill. It's the name of the neighborhood, like you know, the main island. The island of
So
Duberstein's
I
Hill.
couldn't find like a sublet anywhere else in the city other than fucking Monster Island. There's no
No,
sublet available for a
no,
month.
no. They're doing a excuse me, a month long Charles Con in LA. Charles Con is, and this is the largest gather, like the largest one that they've ever attempted. Charles Con is a gathering, a convention of people with the name Charles. And so
A month long?
this was a month long Charles Con. And the hotels are fucking booked to the gills.
who's going to the third week of Charles Con? You know, like what the
Uh,
fuck? A whole month?
Charles Dance, the guy from he played Game of Thrones. He's Tywin Lannister. He's the guest of honor.
Who fucking cares?
They
Who
have
fucking cares?
there's not all of it, but there's free food provided by Chuck E. Cheese.
Charles, because it's Charles.
Yeah, Charles Con is the largest gathering of people named Charles, and they if you like they check IDs and stuff when you go there. If you go
Yeah,
there and your name is not Charles, they will like give you a warning and just be like, you got to go. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't be here. And if
yeah.
you're caught again, man, there are consequences.
This sucks. A month
So
long Charles Con,
yeah, and
and now
so
now
you're
because of that, there's no fucking hotel rooms.
no,
There's nowhere to
there's not.
stay.
Nope. And like you actually and like you hit up some of your friends and stuff, and but they're all renting out. They're some of them are like subletting their places to people. Charles is from all over the world.
So
There's
fucking dumb.
never there's never been a single gathering of people with the same name. There's never been a larger one in history. Like that's the whole thing with this is we're making world history. Charles Con 2027.
This sucks. I can't. It's fucking a month long.
Yeah, but Monster Island is an okay place to definitely maybe not to live, but definitely to visit. They have
Yeah, it sounds
some
great. There's a rickety bridge, and it's called Monster Island.
but that's just what people call it. It's not,
Yeah, I wonder why.
it's Duberstein's Hill. And so um you're living there's a an apartment complex that you're living in. And it's like a 5-story thing. It's not like a big one. It's owned by this guy. His name is Dr. Stein. Francis Stein,
Yeah,
MD. So he owns this apartment, the small, like apartment complex
Monster
uh
Island.
on Monster Island. Yeah. And the apartment complex is called it's called Spookiesville. Spookiesville Apartments. And so you're living there and things are going pretty good for you, man. You're taking some time off to get some writing done.
I got this
You
fucking
like
rat tail.
you've got the rat tail. You've you're like working on a project, one night sitting there typing away as it you look outside and it's a dark and stormy night. You go back to your script that you're working on. It's a it's a biopic about Brett Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah, called
Hmm.
Roses, Thorns, and Rock and Roll.
Oh my god.
The story of Brett Michaels.
Wow. That is truly bad.
Yeah, but it's like a script that you were hired to write. This isn't that's something that you're necessarily like, oh, this is
Oh,
gonna be
this
a
isn't a
magnum
passion
opus.
project. This isn't the thing that pulls me out of bed every day.
No. It's actually a producer uh that you met working on your Lagrimas de la Tortuga. And so he's paying you to work on this Brett Michaels biopic. So you're like, yeah, whatever. So you've been spending your time working on that. There's thunder and lightning outside, but you barely notice it. That's how keyed into this script you are, you know? So it kind of you don't notice this happening. So it kind of takes you by surprise when like you kind of like look over your shoulder and in your room there's like 17 rats.
Fuck do you mean rats? Actual rats?
Yeah, like the
Are
animal.
are they organized in any specific way, or there's 17 rats running through my room?
They're like standing at attention basically.
What the fuck is going on? I'm in the
They're
middle of
like
a Bret Michaels biopic and I'm being interrupted by 17 fucking rats
yeah.
who are standing at attention.
And suddenly like you feel like your rat tail like you
Oh
feel like an
fuck.
like a perceptible like a heated vibration almost. And then like the largest rat like kind of like stands up on like two legs and he's like, "What should we do, master?"
That's why I didn't want to grow a fucking rat tail. That's why I didn't want to take those pills. I would say just leave. You're dismissed.
And then they you say that and they immediately all like disperse.
Okay.
So you're like, "All right, well that was fucking weird." Um you hear some like muffled singing from next door and you realize that your your new next door neighbor has like woken up for the day. He's this guy who he lives, in the apartment next to you in Spookyville apartments. And he's definitely a little eccentric. He's British, he's
Yeah.
like seems like, very like theatrical, You've only met him like, a few times.
Yeah.
Um and like every time you saw him, he was in like this like kind of like very like gaudy like jumpsuit thing with like an open like vest. He's got like a star tattoo around his eyes, one of his eyes. I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah.
He's like the first time you met him, he was like you had just
Here
finished
we
like
go.
moving in, and he's like walking to his apartment, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Hi, Aaron. I'm your neighbor. You can call me the Starman." And you're like, "Holy shit!" He walks into his apartment, and you just hear him like, you just hear like muffled like. He like hit himself in the balls. So you're like, huh.
What the fuck
So
is happening?
so you and this guy, you don't know his real name. He just goes by the Starman. Um, you guys end up kind of becoming like, at first you were just kind of weirded out by him because he was again this like super, theatrical guy, always, singing and you know stuff like that. Like clearly loves cocaine, like the best cocaine there is.
I'm only living in this place for a month and then I'm back to Mexico City.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my head down and I'm just trying to like avoid the star man and these fucking rats as much as possible.
Yeah, every night the rats like show up in your apartment and like they just stand at attention.
I
And
tell
you're
them you guys
so
don't have to come back again. Please don't come back again. Please just leave. Just go wherever rats go. But your services are not needed. They're not wanted. They're not
you
being asked for.
they hold up like a gold crown.
You're free. I don't need a crown. You're
So they all
free.
like disperse, but like the crown like clatters to the ground. They
Great.
leave it behind. You start having like these like you call them rat dreams. And rat dreams are like, you fall asleep and it's like through the point of view of like a rat, running around through, pipes in between the walls, having
Yeah,
adventures, all these different things.
typical rat environment.
Yeah. Um, you wake up and in front of you are 17 rats.
I don't want him in here anymore.
So like the big one, like the largest one, like stands up on his two legs. And the rats, it's not necessarily that they can talk to you, but they're able to like project things into your mind.
I don't like
And
this at
so
all.
so you kind of have this weird like vision of, all these rats inside Spookyville apartments running around living their lives, and then one of them you see gets like grabbed, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah,
put in a bag and taken away. And basically they're like telling you that like one of the rats who lived in this building has been essentially kidnapped and turned into like a
rat
pet.
napped.
Yeah. Rat
Oh, okay.
napped. Yeah. And taken as a pet. And they need your help.
No, no. I go. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do. There's 17 of you guys. There's one of me. I will go to jail if I do anything. You guys can just scurry away into the walls. Like you have a natural predator. I'm sorry. I'm not getting involved.
Yeah.
These are dreams. Please disperse and don't come back. I'm
So
dismissing you.
the rats all kind of like stare at you for like a second and then they all like, disperse like normal. You look over at the crown that remains on the ground where you left it last night, except now it's just turned black.
Great.
There's a knock on your front door. What do you do?
Look through the people.
Standing there is this dude. He is tall, thin, with like blonde hair that is like it's blonde hair to die for, you know? It doesn't move. It is like the shadow of an angel, shining gold. It's wearing like a black black pants. He's wearing like a white like button up shirt or whatever, like a little
Yeah.
small waistcoat and stuff. What do you do?
I go, can I help you? Through the door. I'm not opening it.
He's like, and like he has a very emotionless face. He's like, "Hello, Aaron. You can call me Duke." And he goes, "Mind if we chat a moment?"
Yeah, I'm not. I'm busy right now. What can I do for you?
He goes, "Aaron, I'll get to the point." He
Thank you.
sniffs,
Please.
and you can tell that this guy also, even though he's controlling himself, you know that this guy gets yacked out. You see, like, some like coke actually like fall out of his fucking
Oh,
nostril.
gross.
It's like you look at it and it floats down to the ground like snow. He goes, "Aaron, I'm looking for the Starman." Where is he, Aaron?
I don't know who you're talking about. I keep to myself. I have a rat tail. Sorry, I can't help you.
He goes, he kind of like sighs. He kind of like looks at his fingernails. He goes, really, Aaron?
I turn around. I just turn around. I turn around and I say, I'm done having this conversation. I can't help you. I'm sorry. And then I turn around
Yeah.
and I go back to whatever it was I was fucking doing.
You turn around and you look down at your phone and there's like a text. You look down, it's from like an unknown. It's a number that you don't have saved in your
Yeah,
but like the number that's texting you, it's just 6969696969. It's a text and it says, Aaron, you have to get out of there. Thanks for covering for me.
I don't know who the
Dash.
fuck this is.
And then there's like a sends you a photo of just like a shimmering star.
God damn it. I delete the text immediately. I delete it immediately. I want no evidence of that on my phone.
Yeah. So you delete it and you're like, what a fucking weird morning. Uh you open your refrigerator and the thin white duke from outside like steps through your refrigerator and stabs you in the
What
heart.
the fuck? What the fuck? Steps through my refrigerator? Where are those
Yeah, you open
rats
the
when I need them?
refrigerator. So that's the thing is that you kind of think to yourself like, oh, the rats, and you kind of like call out to them, but you dismiss them, so they're all like long gone.
Well, the
And
rats
so
aren't gonna be able to stop a guy who can fucking walk through my refrigerator, who's clearly on cocaine.
yeah, he like stabs you through the heart, and you're kind of like, "Ugh." And he like,
Yeah.
and the knife goes
Fuck
out
him.
through like the thing that's weird is that the knife goes out through your back, but it doesn't pierce your shirt that you're wearing. So it's like so you're kind of like, what the fuck is that about? And he looks at you and you look in his eyes and you have never seen anyone higher on coke than this fucking
Great.
guy. And he goes,
Great.
and he goes, too bad, Aaron. We could have made beautiful music together.
This guy fucking fuck you.
And then he
Fuck
like
you.
slashes your throat.
Great. Fuck him. How
You're
frustrating.
la Lágrimas de la Tortuga. The ratings end up just going to the fucking through the toilet with
I have
they
my
have to
finger on the stop button.
they
No, sorry, go on. The ratings go into the toilet because I'm gone.
yeah, you were like kind of they realized people realized that you were like the linchpin holding the thing together, but they only realized that with your death.
Great. This sucks. This sucks.